higher. I am ready to receive everything God got for me, and ain't nobody gon' stop me. I was thrown in the furnace, I lived in the fire. I came out shining, I was destined for higher, higher.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Steph. I am back with another video, and based on the title that you have already read, I am here to give you guys some basic common sense tips that you think you would know when going to look for a house. However, there might be some things that you're really not thinking about. So from experience, I want to just go ahead and share with you all. First off, before we get into this video, could you guys do me a favor and please hit the subscribe button. Be sure to like and comment if you like these type of videos. Just informational, and I am just sharing my experience thus far in the house shopping buying process. And right now, what you can see, your girl done pretty much pulled out a damn hair, okay? Because literally it has been very stressful, okay? So let's get into this video so that I can help you not be so stressed out, so that you can maintain all your hair, okay? Let's go. First up, okay, this should be a no-brainer. However, this should be something that is like obvious, okay? And first things first, picking your realtor. All right, this is a very important step, key to the process, just due to the fact that this is somebody who literally needs to know you personally, know what your likes, dislikes, know what your wants, and things that you are willing to compromise on. They need to know these things. So pretty much like going to get a job, you sit down and you do an interview process. Child, this is what you need to be doing with your realtor, okay? You need to be interviewing them, and this is why. Chemistry is important. You guys have to have a connection. You got to be vibing them, you got to be feeling them, and you got to be making sure they feeling you. All right, knowing what you like, your style, you know, the type of home you want. I am a vintage type girl. I love vintage because I just believe in some of the best things was made back in the days, especially if they are sustaining and they still here in 2021. Do you feel me? All right, anywho, I believe in a house that has good bones. If it has good bones and it has been renovated, gutted, and redone, fine, could you sit down? Sorry y'all, he just want to get up and start walking when he hear me talking, okay? No ma'am, no sir, park it, sit. Thank you. Anywho, I forgot what I was saying. If you got good bones, okay, you can actually get a home that has been gutted and renovated and be like brand spanking new from the inside out. All right, and when you get a home like that, to me it still has its character, it still has like a story behind it. Because y'all, every house I done looked up, I ain't gonna even lie, put this tip in your bag too, go on Google and look up the address and see if any deaths or any murders, accidents, or anything like that has happened at that house, okay? Any paranormal experiences have happened, okay? Because child, if crimes have been going on there, I'm gonna tell you to move on, okay? I know we believe in God and we can go sage it out. However, I believe in when you walk in a house, karma and good energy should be felt from the time you walk in the door. Do you feel me? Okay, next. Speaking of that energy, that's what I'm talking about, even with your realtor, okay? You guys, pretty much you gotta sit him down and ask him, so tell me about yourself. How long have you been doing this? What is your expertise? Are you into working with military families, veterans, first-time home buyers? What is your expertise? Because you want to know why. You're gonna have tons of questions. Like James and I both have had tons of questions. This is our second time purchasing a home through the VA program from the military. However, things are different now versus 20 years ago when we bought our first house. Things are a whole lot different now. So we do have a lot of questions, and this is where the selection process is very important. If I had to do it all over again, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm gonna be 100. I would have picked another realtor, and I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, I want someone who is seasoned, someone who knows the program, knows the ins, the outs. If I'm asking you questions and you keep telling me that I got to refer back to my loan officer or somebody else to answer the damn question, what do I got you for? Like, For real. Like, could you explain that to me? Second, I would have also chose a woman. I have a male realtor. I would have chose a woman that is more probably like mid to late 30s or older, okay? Just because I feel like they would have had some experience behind them to be able to coach and, you know, teach us along the way. There are some things our realtor has taught us that I was clueless about. However, if I'm gonna be 100, if I had to do it all over again, I would literally get someone new, okay? Just my preference, and my husband actually agrees too. Just because the person who is responsible for showing you these homes, child, they are not there just to go turn the damn key, okay, for you to go in the house, look at the house and all of that. You need to come with some comps, some history on this house. What are, you know, the style of neighborhood? Do they have a homeowners association? You should be coming to me with that, not me coming to you with that, okay? That's a problem, okay? That's a real problem. Second, when it comes to advocating for your buyer, okay, I need you to be assertive. I need you to be a little aggressive when I need you to be aggressive, and I need you to be able to have a voice, okay? I need to know that your presence is there and that you are fighting for me. You are trying to help me get the best damn deal, okay? So when I don't feel like that's what you're doing, it might be time for you to go, okay? But we don't went this spot with him. We gonna ride it out, all right? We have been working with our realtor for 1 year now, and you would think by the time we saw house number 5, you'd have thought he would have got a feel for us. And to be honest, no, he didn't. So I'm just telling y'all truthful, okay? Y'all have seen my realtor in some of my videos that I have went house hunting and he was there. It's just that I just think he's a little green meaning a little too new for this profession that he's in right now. That's why I would prefer somebody a little bit more seasoned. So I think he has a great personality, very nice, very welcoming. However, when it's been things that we need him to speak up about, he just ain't did it for us. We had to jump in and be our voice for ourselves, okay? And that's another thing. Do not be afraid to speak up when it comes to things that you have questions about, things that were probably told to you when you walked homes and stuff like that. Stuff that's in the description of when you're finding homes online and stuff. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask, are these upgrades, you know, or these things I'm gonna have to pay extra money for? Because what you don't ask, you will not get. Do you hear me? So be straight up when it comes to stuff like that. Second, you need to know if you want a turnkey house or if you want a fixer-upper. And what do I mean by that? Fixer-upper, that's the obvious, okay? It's an old house, you know, just needs some work, some TLC, and some love. If that's the type of house that you want to get, go for it, okay? Child, HGTV is your friend. However, turnkey is literally put the key in the lock, turn it, and the house is ready for you to start decorating, moving in. You ain't got to be pulling up floors, carpets, and none of that shit, okay? You can just move in. It's move in ready, okay? Another thing, when knowing if you want turnkey or fixer up, know where you want to live as far as the county. Do your homework on property taxes, okay? That's very important. That is the one thing that definitely can inflate your mortgage. Therefore, you need to know where property taxes are high. Pretty much here in New Jersey, property taxes are high everywhere. However, there are some counties that are reasonable, okay? Reasonable, and you don't feel like, oh my gosh, like, what did I just get myself into? So do your homework on your counties, townships that you want to live in. Also, school districts are very important for those who have children. You want your children to be in a good school district. Therefore, do your homework on the school district, all right? Also, school districts are something that definitely plays a huge part if you ever plan to resell this new house that you intend to purchase. You want to make sure your ass is in a good ass school district, because if you is in a not so great one, that's gonna affect the resale value of your house as well. I'm just telling you, it is. All right. Next, I would also just suggest downloading the app realtor.com. Y'all, realtor.com is not sponsoring this video or anything like that. I'm just telling y'all, this is the T, honey. This is the 100. Realtor.com was actually the most accurate, up-to-date app when it came to available homes on the market. And when we went, you put in, you can use your zip code, you can use counties, you can even break it down to the exact cities you want to live in. It was to the T, and I mean everything will be pulled up. I can tell you on realtor.com from my experience that on Wednesdays and Thursday nights is when they upload any new homes, particularly for open houses for the weekends on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So those are your nights that you need to definitely have your list, be combing through and doing your searches. All right, next tip that I'm about to give y'all, this is something that I learned on HGTV, and I tell you this, it has been a huge blessing in disguise for me and James. We created a house journal, okay, or I like to call it my dump list, okay, and this is why I called it that, dump journal. Any house that we want to look at, and if it was something, it was a house that could be a contender, I would literally make sure I took the notes on how much it cost, what county it was in, the bedrooms, what was the pros and the cons of the house that we liked as husband and wife, things that we felt like if it was missing something, was it something that like we could literally like compromise on, like if it was a 2-car garage, but really we want a 2-car garage, but we're gonna get a 1-car garage. It's like, you know, you gotta weigh your options. When it came to if the house had been on the market for a very long time, that's also a negotiating strategy for you to negotiate a great price for you to get the home at. Currently, when you get your appraisals, depending on if they had a house listed for, let's just say $400,000, and the house gets appraised, you have the option of, once the house is appraised, you own that appraisal. All right, so the house got appraised for $350,000 and they have it listed at $400,000. Guess what? Now you can negotiate. All right, you can either, the seller can either accept the appraisal number, or they can choose to not accept. If they do not accept, just know that that appraisal is going to be on that property because you own it, you paid for that appraisal. That appraisal dollar amount is going to be on that property for at least anywhere from 90 to 120 days. So more than likely it would be in their best favor to meet you halfway. You feel me? Okay. Anywho, the dump list was very, like, it was a lifesaver. All right, to the point that you done seen so many houses, like stuff just starts meshing together, and it's like, oh my god, okay, well, remember this house, remember that house. Well, child, we got like HGTV and we started naming homes. Okay, we went to one house and it was on Malcolm Street. This house became the Malcolm house. All right, if we went to a house and like it had ugly ass bathrooms, but the house was nice, but the bathrooms needed to be renovated, it became the ugly ass house, the ugly ass bathroom house. Okay, straight up. All right, there was so many homes that me and James have looked at, to like, if we hadn't did this, we would have never like had some contenders. And we've put in 4 bids for houses, and I'm gonna just tell y'all, it is dirty. It's grimy out here in these streets when it's coming to real estate right about now for house buying. Okay, interest rates are low and people are just buying up shit everywhere. Okay, we got people coming from New York, we got people coming from Pennsylvania, but mainly from New York, y'all. They coming, and the pandemic has created this environment where, you know, people need space because we're home all the time. So people in New York, you know, where cost of living is high, however you don't get a lot of square footage for what you pay in rent, people are migrating to Jersey now. And when I tell y'all they tearing up Jersey housing market, they really are. Inflation is real out here for some of these homes, and this is another tip that I'm going to tell you. Once you get your pre-qualification and you know exactly how much house you can afford with your salaries or your income, know this: do not get into bidding wars with these people out here about homes. We have seen, like, no lie, We have seen somebody go up to 50K over the asking price for a house, and then they came back and asked us, okay, well, what's going to be your max capacity? We like, for real, you can pull us out that list, because we are not going to overpay for something that if it's worth 400K, that's what I plan on paying, okay? Not 450K, because I'm trying to beat this person out from buying this house. The way I look at it, y'all, if it's meant for me, it's meant for me. God will direct me to the house that is mine, all right? And that's just how we rolling over here. Ain't nobody overbidding for what? When the market gets back to how it was, then what? You done paid $450,000 for a house that probably didn't even appraise for that, okay? But because you chose to do a cap, I think it's called the highest bid cap or something like that, where you are literally agreeing that, okay, if somebody outbids you for this house, this is the max that you're gonna go at. Child, bump that. Like I said, if it's meant to be, it shall be, okay? So those are my tips that I'm sharing with you guys, and I hope you walked away with something today with just, these are just basic 101, but these are things that a lot of times people don't really think about. And the most important thing that I'm bringing to the table to y'all is this: interview your realtor, interview them. It makes a world of difference. It really does. And like I said, no shade to mine, it's just that I just need him to match me and James' energy, and fight for us. Like, stop telling us to dig in our pockets a little deeper. Instead, fight. Okay. So if you guys would like even more detailed story about our experience as a whole, because we have been in this process for 1 year now, and we are now at crunch time. That's where we at right now, okay? No matter what, we do plan on moving before the next 2 months. So with that being said, we have had an experience, and I would love to share it where I sit down with my husband and we'll share our thoughts and, you know, just things, how we reacted to how some things go. It's just, it's a doggy dog world out here in these real estate streets right about now, okay? So with that being said, if y'all like to know our story, stay tuned. And once we find this house, me and him will gladly sit down and discuss our home buying experience, so that you guys can learn from what we did. Because child, we learned a lot. Did I say a lot? Trial and error. Yes, ma'am. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video.